And in the main event, we've got Marlon Vera versus Dominick Cruz. And believe it or not, guys, believe it or not, I'm picking Dominick Cruz to win this fight by decision. Yeah, I know a lot of people are referencing Marlon Vera's last fight over Rob Font, but I feel like I'm kind of looking at it in a somewhat different lens, you know. So Rob Font, he was having a lot of success with Marlon Vera before he started getting dropped. And when Marlon Vera started dropping Rob Font, that's when he started winning the fight. But you got to remember, Rob Font was having a lot of success with Marlon Vera. He was actually outlanding him, I believe, in most of the rounds. But Marlon Vera was making a big comeback towards the end, getting knockdowns and scoring rounds that way. But I don't forget, you know, I don't forget that Rob Font's success was there in that fight, even though Marlon Vera did beat him up really badly, not gonna lie, but he had success. Frankie Edgar also 8 months ago was having success. I believe on the judges scorecard it was 1-1. I think even on one judges scorecard it was potentially 2-0 Frankie Edgar before he got that KO. So Frankie Edgar himself was having success. David Grant's a really good striker. That's a good win to have on your record. Lost to Jose Aldo, you know, that happens. Aldo is Aldo. I believe that might have been a 3-round fight as well, which is that's a mythical fighter. 3-round Aldo is a mythical fighter. And Sean O'Malley, yeah, what can I say about Sean O'Malley? That's a really good win to have. I actually picked Marlon Vera to beat Sean O'Malley, potentially one of the best picks I've ever made in my record. You know, unfortunately I didn't have a YouTube channel at the time. You're just going to have to trust me. I did pick Marlon Vera to win, and I did place a bet on Marlon Vera to beat O'Malley, and he did. But yeah, Marlon Vera, no joke. But Dominick Cruz, the greatest bantamweight of all time, in my opinion. He had a legendary rivalry with Uriah Faber. The name finally comes to my mind. And he's 17-0 in non-title fights. You know, so those 3 losses all come from title fights such as Cody Garbrandt, and I believe he fought Henry Cejudo as well in a comeback, and he got knocked out pretty early on in the fight. But yeah, you know, he made a comeback. He's 37 years old. There's a lot of red flags with Dominick Cruz, and I know he didn't look incredible against Pedro Munoz. Munoz was landing really good shots on Cruz. He beat Casey Kenny pretty clearly, in my opinion. I don't think that was too close of a fight. I know it was a split decision, but that's a weird decision to have. But yeah, I'm going to be picking Dominick Cruz. He's also got wrestling in the back pocket. I know Marlon Vera has a lot of submission wins, but recently he has been utilising a lot of striking. Marlon Vera really well-rounded. Dominick Cruz really well-rounded, but I just like the fact that Rob Font was having success with Vera on the feet, and I think that Dominick Cruz is going to find a lot of success with on the feet as well. And I think he's just going to have the movement to not get knocked down like Rob Font was, you know what I mean? And another thing that I do have to say is a lot of people reference this Cody Garbrandt fight, but if you look at the stats, Dominick Cruz outlanded Cody Garbrandt in all 5 of those rounds. If it wasn't for the knockdowns, potentially Dominick Cruz would have gotten the nod. So yeah, that's a tough one as well. But yeah, I'm on an island here. Everyone's picking Marlon Vera. I totally understand why. I think it's because a lot of people like Vera. A lot of people want him to be the prospect. A lot of people want to see him win. I want to see him win. He's the younger guy. You know, I'm always kind of that person where it's like, oh, you know, we want to see the younger guys at the top, not the older guys. But Cruz, man, he's a legend. He really is. And I know there's so many red flags. He's so injury prone. Marlon Vera throws a lot of leg kicks. Cruz has had a lot of leg injuries in his career. His footwork's not the same like it was years ago, but Cruz is the man, you know. If he needs to, he can grapple. If he needs to, he can wrestle. So yeah, I'm going to be picking Dominick Cruz as a pretty sizable underdog. You can get him plus 200, I believe, in some bookies. So money coming on Vera big time. I've seen a lot of parlays with Marlon Vera in it. I don't know how I feel about parlaying Vera just because I am picking Cruz. I do believe he's got a path to victory on the feet. He's got a path to victory maybe even in the wrestling as well if he can hold Marlon Vera down and not get submitted for a few rounds. So I'm picking Cruz by decision, you know, and yeah, pretty not a common pick at all. But I feel like this is one of those picks, you know, where you can't like disrespect it. I feel like when you see someone pick Dominick Cruz over Marlon Vera, you've got to be like, oh yeah, I respect that, even if you disagree. I feel like it's a pretty respectful pick. You know what I mean? So yeah, give me Dominick Cruz, underdog pick. I like him in general, you know. I think he's actually a great fighter, great commentator as well, very underrated commentator. But yeah, I think Cruz comes back, man. I think he comes back in a big way. And praying, guys. We see Dominick Cruz fight Jose Aldo before they retire. Please let that happen. Please, I will pick Aldo in that matchup, but please let Aldo versus Cruz be a thing. I can't believe they didn't make that matchup, and they made Vera versus Cruz and Dvalishvili versus Aldo. But if Cruz wins this one and Aldo wins his fight over Marab, maybe title eliminator Cruz versus Aldo, like that would be legendary. But yeah, I've rambled for too much here. Let's move on. Thank you guys so much for watching the videos. Thank you guys so much for all the subscribers I've been getting recently. I really appreciate it. As always, I am making videos for We Want Picks. I do have an Instagram. It is over there in the team fight. Anyway, point is see you in the next one. Really appreciate it. Next video will probably be Dana White's Contender Series for week 4. Hyped up for that card. Hyped up for the card tomorrow as well. Let's get into it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.